Hello, welcome to the latest preview episode. I'm joined by Dom.
Hey Sam, you right?
Yeah, we look to the Bromley game at the weekend. Both teams, they've drawn the last three games, haven't they?
I was just going to say
There
that.
we go. I have done a bit of research. I've been a sulk all
Um,
week about Torquay, but I've done a bit of research.
yeah, Bromley had a bit of a start like us, really. They
Yeah.
were they were in good form before that in January, decent form, but they've drawn the last couple. They
Mm.
lost to Stockport as well, as most teams seem to have recently, and they lost to Southend as
Yeah.
well. So they need a win, probably much as well, more than we do now.
Yeah, especially
They
well,
sit,
they're
they
still
sit
seventh,
just
aren't
below
they?
the playoffs.
Just below it now. Yeah. I've got Andy
Yeah.
Woodman in charge, who I find him funny as a bloke. I don't know if you've ever seen Under Kosh podcast, but if you haven't, I recommend it. It's quite a big character in
He's
football.
an ex-goalkeeper, isn't he?
Ex-goalkeeper, yeah. He's voted the worst player in Exeter City's history, which is a good thing. Ian
That's a feather in
Atkins,
your cap, isn't
yeah,
it?
here you go. Ian Atkins, ex-Torquay manager, saved his career at Northampton. He did well there. He was then given an 8-year deal at Newcastle, as when Pardew was. He was all part of that. Then he was Arsenal coach. His son is a youngster at Newcastle and he actually played a bit of Premier League football. And now he's at Bromley. So there's my research. I know all about
There
him.
you go. Well, every time a managerial vacancy comes up, he seems to be linked to it,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
I thought he was going to go Hartlepool. I think that was the talk, wasn't it?
He
When
might have thought about it, but he's
yeah,
still relatively youngish, isn't he? So he doesn't
yeah,
have to make
yeah,
a snap decision.
yeah.
He's probably thinking, "I'll do the job this season and see what comes up in the summer."
And he's someone I have a job. Let's be honest. Since he's come in the end of
Yeah,
was it midway last season
I
he
mean,
got the job? I
it
think
was only last season,
yeah,
wasn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
midway through, but he led them on a great run. I think they just missed out on playoffs.
Locations on their side. Let's be honest with them. He's done a great job. I'm not taking anything away from it, but
It just seemed to be a well-run club as well.
yeah, they've done really well.
They're always between about seventh and tenth in the table every
Yeah,
season.
they can.
They seem to command a decent squad every
Yeah,
time. The crowds are meager, but they do well enough.
yeah.
They
I mean,
just seem to be in the National League forever, don't they?
yeah, they've done well. Also, they beat us 2-0 as well.
They usually beat us as well, don't
Yeah,
they?
it
So
was just a non-event, wasn't it? Have you got
that was
any?
the game on BT,
Yeah, it
wasn't it?
was. It was dreadful.
Yeah.
Absolutely dreadful.
They scored that acrobatic sort of
Yeah,
half overhead
yeah.
kick
Which
over his
was actually
shoulder.
horrific marking, but we'll give them it. Yeah. Any research? Anything you'd like to add?
Well, they've got Michael Cheek up front. That
Yeah,
didn't take a lot of research, so he's their top
he
scorer.
is. Yeah.
He's not particularly fast or skillful player, but he does seem to bag the goals in
Mm.
through. Yeah, so he's the main man. I think they just built on a strong defence, though, mainly.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
speaking to their fan this week. They say he builds a strong defence and they counter.
Yeah.
So it might
Yeah.
be we have as more of the possession this weekend, but we, got to make the most of it, haven't we? And they'll
Yeah.
try and do us on the counter. So
Yeah.
should hopefully be a good game.
We can
Yeah,
hope. Yeah.
we need a bit something to get us going again
Yeah, I
after the
agree.
last few games.
Yeah, I agree. And then if we win, we're
If
on
you're
an
telling me
amazing
it was
unbeaten streak.
if you're telling me it was 3-3 or something, I think I'd take it. Just some
Yeah,
entertaining
I know.
game.
We need a bit of entertaining. I do agree. Now, talking about sort of Torquay side of things, what are your thoughts for us? What do we need?
Who is there to pick from at the moment?
Yeah.
That's the trouble. Hopefully Asa will be back onto your midfield. I just like us go back to 4-3-3. I think go attacking,
Let's put Lemon Eye. Yeah, I'll put Lemon Eye Evans up front, maybe. Do you reckon?
Yeah, is Danny right?
Do you reckon we put low loss? I mean, do you want to talk about low loss?
Oh, slightly embarrassing, really.
Yeah,
I think Gary Johnson probably regretted it on Saturday night when he got home and he spoke to his wife and said, "Oh, I shouldn't have been so harsh, should I?"
Do you know the thing though? If that ref was an idiot, Johnson's the biggest genius in the world because O'Connell scored, who low loss got brought off for.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt sorry for O'Connell because he's been beavering away all season. He hasn't had one assist, one goal.
Yeah,
he'd have dreamt of scoring a winner when he gets it, looks around. Oh, it's just my luck.
Just to sum up the season and go back to McDonald's. Like one thing with all the low loss incident, we call it low loss gate. He made two brilliant saves. Like one he clawed away in the first half, and the big one save as well.
Yeah.
Was it 1-1?
He's strong as well.
Oh, yeah.
He claws quite a few balls away with his agility, but he's also strong and just gets things away from, the danger zone. So,
but there we have it.
Loss, it's a bit of an embarrassing thing, isn't it? And it doesn't show well on the club either, because if you're a youngster wanting to join, you do get worried if the manager's going to.
I think you'd still look at how we've done with all the other players, to be fair.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Oh, Gary Johnston's still a great manager. Yeah. I think it's just a momentary blip on his. Yeah, so I'd like to see us play 4-3-3. I think just be attacking, get men probably around Danny Wright. I mean, I don't see any other strikers playing unless Norman comes back in. Just have a go. Try and just try and go for the win, really.
Yeah, it needs to be.
I think we're just about written off our playoff hopes. So
yeah, I think it has for me. Right now, how the form we're showing. It's an half-decent team. We're a good top half, maybe outside playoffs kind of standard team, but it's all come too late, as we've discussed. But it's a building season. I just want to see.
We just don't have any attack. If you haven't got any strikers on the bench to bring on, and your squad's so threadbare that you know you're struggling for bench players, it's always going to be a struggle. I think we just hope the best 11 we had would just keep going and be good enough.
Yeah.
And Gary Johnston's obviously still one of the best managers in the league. You're just hoping he'll take us through.
Yeah.
Well, you never know, Torquay. I think we just didn't expect mid-table. Now it's come to us.
Yeah, I just don't know what to do with myself in the week.
We're all looking around, shaking our heads, going, "Oh my goodness!"
I just don't know what to do with myself in the week. Like, usually you go up and you think,
right, does it?
No, you usually go up and you think, must win here, pull away from the relegation, or must win here, get full promotion. And just, this is what we would have had if COVID hadn't happened in our first season back in National League.
Do we miss the stress of it all? I think we all complain when we've got it.
I do.
I think it's part of a Torquay United DNA, isn't
it? You just got there and go, we won. That's all right, isn't it? Yeah, it's nothing. My weekend's great now, but it doesn't. I don't know. It just seems a bit weird.
It's what gets the blood pumping, I think, isn't it? As well, I think we're used to that in the season. Commotion.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, like after some of the dire seasons we've had like in the sort of early GI era,
I think we got to think of those seasons.
Yeah, I think you got to,
and
you think, it's even though Torquay need to be aiming to get out of the Football League, it's not actually too bad, especially what could have been this season.
And if you look at our budget compared to other teams and what we've had to deal with this season, mid-table
I think we're going to go for next season though, with the caps coming in. So
I hope so. I hope he can build a team that's got just more strength in it and just more players you can call upon, regularly, especially fitness-wise. We just can't afford too many injuries, can we? Which seems to peak out every season.
No, I agree. If I'm honest, like they're not custody injuries have been so much better this season than last. Because, like, if you think about it, I mean, there's only been little knocks. There's not really been a player out for a long standard.
I suppose so, but it's players that can't do games in a row. Like Lapsley will play 4 or 5 games.
Lapsley's the worst one for it. Yeah,
Hall will be out 4 or 5 games. Little's missed 7 or 8. It's just you just can't afford those kind of knocks. We just haven't got that kind of strength. I think eventually you need 2 decent players in each position. That's the aim.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, and that's what we need to aim for next season. We just don't have that this season. We probably have about 1.
What do you think the keys are to the game on Saturday then? What's the...
Just being positive, as you say, just kind of taking the game to Bromley, not panicking, but just kind of playing football around them.
Get going early, get the crowd going again. Hopefully the pop
get some good tackles in. We might go back to 3-5-2. Bear in mind we're playing that sort of big sort of presence of a team. You might do that again. But the key is it depends who we have. Like if we've got Dan Martin back, we need that. If we don't have Dan Martin, there's no point playing 3-5-2. So
it works better with him as a wing back, doesn't it?
But I mean,
do you think Danny should play then, or are you thinking Connor up front?
Connor up front.
Yeah.
Connor up front. I don't know. I'd leave Danny right on the bench. I'll give him a go. I don't know.
Are you ushering Danny into retirement?
I just don't think we can. If we look into next season, we can't be reliant on Danny Wright, if that makes sense anymore.
I think the trouble with his is he either plays from the start or he's not really a sub, is he?
No, I mean he's a perfect player to be on the bench, but I know what you mean. He likes to sort of be in there from the start, but
he's done what he can when he's played. He's 37. It's difficult for his age to go.
No, I don't know everything against there, and he's been brilliant for Torquay. I worry.
He's full of commitment, but he gets injured, comes back again. It's very difficult for him to get going.
I worry just sort of. I think long term, especially now the season's gone. Like I'm sure Johnson, bear in mind he probably will be staying. I would probably say I haven't had any noise why he wouldn't. I just think now's the time that he should just be like, right, look towards next season, play these players. Can I keep you? Can I keep you? Kind of thing. So I think he'll have that in the back of his mind now.
He'll be knowing down who he really wants to push to stay. Won't he?
No, and I feel like you'll probably see that, especially in the last 5 or 6 games of the season. The players that, if they're struggling, players playing there, like your Troy Johnsons, your Keelan O'Connells, and Lolos, that's their last chance.
Yeah, they're sort of cusp players, Johnsons, O'Connells, and if they can show something, you never know. So they really got to fight for their contracts now. And somebody like Lolos, I mean, he's not been written off just yet. So if he can do something in the remaining games, you never know. He's got a 2-year deal with us. So
yeah.
So he gave him enough faith to when he signed him up. So I'd like to think there's something there to work with.
But we'll see. Well, cheers, Dom. I appreciate that.
What's your prediction then?
2-2. Don't think we're.
That's your default.
That's my default. Yeah, I see 2 teams who they'll take a point. Point doesn't do anything for either team, especially us if you're thinking about it. But I just feel it'd be a draw.
I'll go for 2-1 then.
Yeah, 2-2.
Cheer us all up and get us a bit energised for the weeks to come.
Yeah, we need it. Right. Cheers, Dom.
Cheers, Sam.